Now Busch he's moved up on the racetrack to try to see what that high groove is going to do for him.
Now these guys stopped back on lap 110. It's the battle for fifth. Casey Kane in the 9 who did not stop, and Jeff Burton in the 29 who did stop under the most recent caution.
And Burton doesn't have to push it too hard here. He knows all these guys ahead of him have to come down pit lane one more time.
Alan?
Well, and just so you know the attitude that the guy behind the wheel is approaching this little race with, he's told the crew on more than one occasion on the radio in the last 20 minutes, we did not come here to finish second. We came here to win. He seems to want to make sure they understand when they're making these pit calls that he's only out for one thing, and that's the trophy.
And where does he start tomorrow, Alan?
He has a pretty good starting spot, doesn't he? Kind of up front.
On the pole position.
Yes, sir.
Carl Edwards.
You called this one, Benny.
Oh, you could just see it coming. He was just getting a little bit faster than Kurt Busch. And now the last lap, he was about a quarter of a second faster than Busch.
This is just about what happened at the beginning of the race. Edwards started on the pole, pulled it out to the big lead. Busch roped him in past him, and then Carl got him back. Matt, how about that 39 car?
He asked his team, does he need to try to change his line as the 60 of Edwards tries the bottom to see if he can pick up, but the 60 just about a tenth faster than the 39 of Busch. Kurt just trying to hold on. He's last pitted on lap 96.
Alan?
Just remember a while back after Kurt Busch passed Carl Edwards for the lead, we've had a lot of quick cautions since then. Oh, trouble.
Casey Kane. He has backed it into the wall. And now the caution flag is out.
And BP, that's going to give these guys enough time to come in, get tires, and maybe work their way back up.
That's the strategy that we heard from pit road, especially with a 17 car of Matt Kenseth. Kurt Busch wanted his tires later after lap 150. It's lap 151 right now.
Just way up there.
Just gets her a bit loose.
Got out of the groove maybe a little bit, got a little loose.
This is a second spin. Came off the wall, down in the grass, and just slowly drove his way over to pit road.
He goes to pit road. Johnny Sauter in the 00 car will be the lucky dog. Dave, you're down there.
And Bill, one of the things that Casey Kane was doing to try to make his race better was search lines on the track, fishing around different places to run the track to make his car just a little bit faster, and that may have been what got him in trouble.
He was pretty high up there, Dave.
Fishing too high.
Maybe a little bit.
There you go. Take that big hammer to that deck there. His fist wasn't working too well. He is now one lap down. Talking about Casey Kane.
Well, he's not going to have a very good race car for the rest of the race. By that body damage.
Well, this is the opportunity that Kurt Busch and Carl Edwards and Matt Kenseth, Bobby Labonte and Tony Stewart were waiting for. 48 laps to go as we work under caution. Pace car with the field in tow.
And pit road is going to be open this time by. I'm sure all these cars will pit. Interesting to see how many cars will stay out. That's going to be in front of him. I got a sneaky feeling it might be 10 or 15 cars we got to get by.
17 cars on the lead lap.
Casey Mears stayed out.
Let's go down to Marty.
Well, Bill, I think it's just a little bit later than Matt Kenseth and his team wanted, and Matt came on the radio, told his guys, said, man, I hope those guys who did take tires last time wore them out just enough for us to be able to catch them. They'll have about 18 lap fresher tires when they do go on the car. Matt said the car was getting a little too tight towards the end of the run, about 3/4 around the track bar. Matt?
Exactly on the top of the screen with a 39 of Kurt Busch wanted. Anything past lap 150. Small air pressure adjustment across the front to free up the race car. Maturity this team may be showing. Good stop.
Challenge issued to Carl Edwards' team by the spotter Jason Obleski. Beat Kurt Busch's team off pit road. Show him what you're made of. A 4-tire change and a chassis adjustment, but Busch will get out first.
And they had a traffic jam at the end of pit road there because the rest of the tail end of the field had not yet gone by. We'll sort out the running order, go back to green. Less than 47 laps to go at Chicago.
Last week, over 17 million viewers made Monday night drama's biggest night of television. At 9, Kira Sedgwick is the closer, followed by the #1 new drama series, Z. All new episodes Monday night on TNT.
Still under caution here at the Chicagoland Speedway in Joliet, Illinois. The field getting the 1 to go signal. Will go green next time by, and the strategy is about to play itself out here. Let's get an update from pit road from Dave Burns.
Hey guys, checking in on the 42 car, Brad Parrott, barking out some last-minute commands to Casey Mears. Hey, crew chief, you got enough fuel to the end, even if we do overtime?
Well, you know, this Texaco Haviland Dodge, it ran out of Charlotte on the last green flag run, and right now we honestly we're gambling a little bit for track position, and we need one more caution worth about 4 laps to make it. But you know, Casey Mears doing a great job, and we're here to win races, and this is our best chance to win. I haven't seen a Busch race all year go without a caution the last 50 laps, so real proud of this race team today, and Chip Ganassi for giving everybody the opportunity.
He's gambling on current history, guys.
Benny, that's what you talked about. Some of these guys are in this race for one reason.
To win, and that's the only reason here. Casey Mears, he doesn't run but just a handful of races per year. Jeff Burton in the 29 car, he only runs a few races per year in the NASCAR Busch Series. Try to win them.
Now Kurt Busch, who was leading when the caution came out, will restart 10th. Carl Edwards is 11th. Matt Kenseth is 12th. Reed Sorensen is 13th. Junior is 14th. Tony Stewart is 15th. Bobby Labonte 16th. There are 18 cars scored on the lead lap. Up front, it's Mears, Jeff Burton, Clint Boyer, Todd Cleaver, J.J. Yaley, Kevin Harvick, Michael Waltrip, Denny Hamlin, Cale Gale. The top 9, and Busch is 10th. Here we go. We're going to see whose strategy is the best at Chicago.
Wow, 4 wide there.
Oh man, that Cale Gale is being used up by Kurt Busch. Kurt goes by that 1 car.
It's Edwards in the 60, Busch in the 39.
And 60, Carl Edwards was able to get by Kurt Busch.
There was a lot of traffic back there. 3 wide again. Gilliland in the middle. It's John Andretti in the 10 car. Then Cale Gale lost 7 spots on that lap.
Oh, Todd Cleaver very, very high on the racetrack. Denny Hamlin. And passed by Edwards.
Carl Edwards and Kurt Busch, they've got to get through this traffic as fast as they can before Casey Mears and Burton and Boyer put a lot of distance, because they have clean racetrack in front of them. These guys are running side by side. So if it goes green all the way, it's going to be tough for Busch and Carl Edwards to track them down.
Now here's the restart. Just a moment ago.
We'll watch the 60 and 39 and see how goes down in turn 1, and Kurt hesitates just 1 second, and Carl makes it 4 wide to go on the inside of Cale Gale, and Busch on the outside gets by him. What a gutsy move by Carl Edwards.
And Bill, one of the things that Carl was worrying about on the radio before this restart was if the team was going to be cost a chance to win by the strategy. He saw the guys streaming off pit road in front of him that just took fuel only, and he saw the guys on the track in front of him on the restart that did not pit. He's worried about having enough time to get to the front. Matt?
Kurt Busch said his car was silly fast. It works great on the bottom, and you saw it works great up on top. Although he lost that spot to the 60, his bigger concern, though, like BP said, being back in traffic with a car that was on the tight side before that last stop. They adjusted for it. Did they adjust enough?
Carl Edwards, last time by the line, 4.6 seconds behind leader Casey Mears.
The thing is, he's about 0.5 of a second slower because he's running in this traffic, and Casey Mears has got clean racetrack out in front of him.
He gets by Michael Waltrip, goes into the 5th position. Talking about Carl Edwards in the 60.
Mears has a half-second lead over Jeff Burton. Busch on the high side. Take a look at the leader, Casey Mears. Across the start-finish line. Burton in second. Here come Edwards and Busch.
This is where Carl and Busch would like to see a caution. They've worked their way through a lot of the traffic. Now they just need to erase that gap.
You're right, Wally. That's the only way they're going to win, I think, is get a caution flag, because Carl is 5 seconds behind Mears. I don't think he can make that much up in the remaining laps.
Dave Burns.
And remember, the quandary for the 42 is he doesn't want to see that caution come out. But what did Brad Parrott tell us about fuel?
He needs a caution.
Exactly. What do you do?
Casey Mears has led 10 laps. Kurt Busch has led the most, 79 laps today. Carl Edwards has led 53. Casey Mears cannot make it to the finish.
Well,
the fuel load he has, unless he gets some help from the caution flag.
But they will not pit until they run out. They will not stop until they run out. All they're hoping for is a miracle.
Yeah, I was going to say they're pretty much a sitting duck.
Yeah.
Well, Mears' best finish in the Busch Series in 68 races, second at California back in September of 2004. Here's Jeff Burton on the pole for tomorrow's Nextel Cup Series race. Burton trails now by about 0.8 of a second. Casey Mears is out front. How will this unfold? Strategy, the story at Chicago. NASCAR Busch Series racing from Chicago, presented by Pennzoil Platinum on TNT, is brought to you by Pennzoil, not just oil, Pennzoil. By Carfax. Never buy a used car without Carfax. Get a Carfax vehicle history report. Ask your dealer to go to Carfax.com. By Allstate, official insurance sponsor of NASCAR. And by Nextel. Get closer to the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series with Nextel from Sprint. We are under caution for debris on the backstretch. It's the 9th caution of the day, and that ties the race record. And there you see it.
Well, that's the caution flag that Casey Mears wanted. It's also the caution flag that the guys chasing him wanted.
Let's get some reports from pit road, starting with Marty.
Well, Clint Boyer is in third. Dan Deeringoff is his crew chief, and they've done excellent strategy today. And I think these cautions have certainly helped you out to get you to the finish. Number one, can you get to the finish now? And is the car good enough to pass those two in front of them?
Well, you know, we needed those cautions for fuel mileage. Didn't really need them for our race car. But we're a little tight. Every time we get a caution, we get a little tighter. We're a little better than Harvick there the last couple laps. I think we can get to Burton. I don't know if we can get around them, but they definitely help for fuel mileage.
The one thing they told him is when the 60 car comes up to you, whatever you do, do not give him the bottom. Matt?
Kurt Busch almost hit the debris on the backstretch, Marty. Matt Gimbel talking to Kurt on the team radio. Now, the 39 has been so solid on restarts, and that was the caution that you needed. But does your man have enough car to get through that traffic?
Yeah, I think so. Like you said, Kurt's pretty good on the restarts here, so let's see what we can do.
There he goes, trying for his 5th top 5 finish in his only 5 Busch Series starts. Dave?
Matt, Brad Parrott would like Casey Mears' 3rd top 5 of the year to be a win. Did you like that caution? But it brought everybody up to the back of your car.
Well, there's a little bit of debris back there. Not sure what it was. We didn't even report it, believe it or not. But, you know, like I said earlier, this Texaco Havoline Dodge is doing awesome today. And can't say enough. You know, I told Casey to pit right there after he went by, and it scared him a little bit. He said, don't mess with me like that. So, you know, I guess it's my 21 years of racing coming out in the kid. And, you know, he's doing a great job. And I can't say enough for this whole team. And, you know, I went to the IndyCar race last weekend and learned some fuel mileage stuff from them. So hopefully the Chip Ganassi, the Target Chip Ganassi team can show me how that fuel mileage goes.
We'll see if that pays off. Alan?
This is Pat Smith, the crew chief for Jeff Burton. Can you hold off the guy?